No.
No.
What about care? So,
Bruh.
are you gonna do it? Go ahead, James. Rhythm Nation. There you go.
There you go.
Somebody got it right. I guess that's apropos for the Royal Rumble and the countdown. Welcome to our nice little quickie Royal Rumble. Well, I guess we pulling our drink.
I ain't got nothing to drink.
Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, what you drink.
2 more days, fellas.
What the heck is that?
2 more
Sparkling
days.
something?
Yeah, this is just some sparkling water.
Ew.
Lime flavored.
Ew.
Hey,
Should have some apple juice or something.
whatever gets them through.
I don't know how you drink that crap. Virgin.
Just drinking this until I can get some real juice.
I make myself want to drink too. Probably dehydrated as hell.
Lord. Can please, Mr. Man. Let me say this.
All right, get it off your chest.
That was the most tarnished Royal Rumble I've ever seen in my life. After the build-up that I've been asking for this match in some form or capacity for the last 14 years. And I get Brock versus Bobby and you give me that bullshit? And the whole pay-per-view went downhill from there.
Didn't we have a conversation about this last week that we knew it was going to not be the match we wanted because what? It's happening at the Rumble and not at WrestleMania.
It didn't matter when it happened. Roman, you could have built this up.
I said it last week. Roman and Brock is the lock. That's WrestleMania. So that means
now it's just not going to be title for title, right?
Yep. Once we saw what went down, then went to unification. So, damn.
I don't.
Let's start from the beginning.
No,
you still got beef.
Go ahead. I'll chime in.
This gonna be the theme of the whole night for this whole show, pretty much. So you might as well go ahead.
Just go ahead.
Did you get it off your chest? Are you feeling better?
No, I'm not.
You have more.
No, he's got more. Just go ahead. It's gonna
go.
It's gonna come out over the course of this show. So yeah.
Well, he said he got more. Here you go.
Oh shit.
Well, we started.
Okay, so both of y'all can't have the trigger, the finger on the trigger now. I'm just saying. Somebody's got to relieve your power over here.
30 minutes. Never get through this 30 minutes. Never. Come on now.
You're muted, James, when we press the button right.
I know. Okay, so when we go over 30 minutes, this is your fault.
Your fault.
There you go. Are you done now? Can I talk about the first match? Can we start from the beginning?
Let's go.
I'm trying to get
go
there.
Ahead.
All right. So surprisingly, Roman and Seth was the first match. Surprisingly,
that wasn't a surprise.
Well, actually, it wasn't really surprisingly. It was a smart play for the way it ended, with Roman Reigns retaining, Seth Rollins coming out in Shield gear. What'd you guys think of that mind game, quote unquote, or that conceptual choice?
I thought it was funny.
Excuse me, I did too.
I thought it was rather
It
funny.
was unexpected. I was ready for his.
I'm expecting him to come down the
entrance
aisle in some goofy, or was it some goofy suit or whatever that he done got for he got the material from Michaels or somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But he comes out in it. Not only does he come out in the gear, but he comes out to the music and through the crowd like they used to. So I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah. And if you notice, at least in the beginning part, his moveset was OG Shield Seth Rollins.
Right.
So, he played up to a T. And I thought Roman at the end of the match for the finish did what he needed to do after the bell as well as leading up to the bell. He really put a button on that period in his life with the choke out and then the beat down with the chair and then the secondary beat down with the chair. So Seth Rollins did his job like we knew it was going to be. Roman Reigns kept his belt, and then we knew WrestleMania was moving forward. The question was, and later on, is how this Brock Lesnar thing was going to play out title for title. But then we had the Women's Royal Rumble, which ironically had 14 surprise entrants, quote unquote. Some of them, if you were paying attention to the dirt sheets and Twitters and all that, you would have seen. But I'll just read off to you who was in it as a quote unquote surprise entrant. Kelly, happy to see Cameron back. Ivory in her right to censor attire. Brie Bella, Mickey James, who came out to her Impact theme, Hardcore Country, and the belt. So I thought that was awesome. That was a big question up in the air: is how is she going to be presented through this Forbidden Door? Shocked as all get out to see Alicia Fox, who looked surprisingly in good shape and had probably the best drop kicks in the match. Summer Rae, Nikki Bella, a little bit more stocky, Sarah Logan, Lita, Molly Holly, Ronda Rousey, Shotzi Blackheart, who, got the pink slip, came back, and Shayna Baszler. So your number one was Sasha.
Whoa.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay. All right. I was about to say.
Because she was number two. So I did that intentionally. So number one was Sasha. And representing the NWA, Melina was surprisingly popping y'all off on our lovely behind the scenes interactions. I'm looking at you, Sumo.
Oh, you looking at him because I know you weren't looking at me.
I know you are.
Well, KG,
that's his hey, look, okay. Now I got beef.
Oh,
I got beef now.
Go ahead.
That's a damn shame how they did that woman. Now, granted, they took some time. She took some time off of herself because before she got in the ring, she got all emotional. They took the camera off of her. She got all emotional and whatnot before she got in the ring and did a little split entrance and all that.
Emotional. She couldn't get out of her daggone outfit.
But for them to do her like they did, no, that was bad. That was bad business right there. That was very bad business.
Probably got a secondary appearance or something like that coming.
Maybe I would hope so because otherwise that's a diss to the NWA, really.
I don't know.
To me, that's a diss to the NWA.
It's an honor to come in second. She got all her intro in, all her spots, movements, and she was up against Sasha Banks. I wouldn't say it was too much of a diss, but I don't know.
I see that as a diss. I'm sorry.
Now we having conversations. I'm thinking you got some chats.
See, you're messing with stuff. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
First of all, shout out. See my cousin Dwayne in there. Of course, Lady C, my man Fred. Thank you, everybody. I think your mom's is on here, Don. I thought I seen your name. No joke. I thought I seen your mom's name pop up.
Like, man, if I didn't think that possibly be true, it was going to be. Like, I see your mom's. You know what? Fuck it. I got these. Oh, go ahead.
Let me say this and be honest with me. Did y'all notice that the women that weren't a part of the WWE proper had a really, really quick entrance and then leave?
Well,
did y'all notice that?
You can't really say that because Mickie James was in for a long time.
And the Bella Twins, everybody else is done.
And Michelle McCool.
Yeah.
Well, but the Bellas and Michelle McCool are homegrown, so you can't count them.
Really, Sarah Logan carrying
that and Mickie were the outsiders, quote unquote. Everybody else is WWE product.
But
they're just legends.
It just one thing that
everybody in there was
we're talking
was WWE product. I mean, Mickie James came from the WWE.
Oh yeah, technically, yeah. Half of the roster was a legend or visitor.
One thing that messed me up about that Women's Royal Rumble, calling Ronda Rousey an icon. She is not an icon.
She's a Nia.
And she probably said no. Yeah,
they did.
I'm sure she said no.
I read that they did, and she said, of course, she said no.
Right, as you should. Somebody's got to stand up to him.
See, I didn't want to tell you, Nubian, but when she got the call, I was laying on her butt. But yeah.
Me too. Do I have a Me Too video?
I was playing the game. Ronda Rousey is not an icon. She's an MMA icon.
You went through the forbidden door for real, pun intended.
It ain't forbidden when you in love, baby. But anyway, Ronda Rousey is not an icon. She's good at what she does. I'm trying to move past.
James is done. Myself, one of those.
No, I'm stopping myself from following that up. But yeah, go ahead. Stop. Go ahead.
That's what he said.
It's late. We're not doing this. We're not doing this tonight.
So let's just fast forward. Did you guys enjoy the Women's Royal Rumble?
It was shaky at best.
It was all right up until Molly Holly came in and Nikki ASH jumped her. That made it great.
So, needless to say, my old boo Nora Greenwald has beef. That was pretty upsetting. I was like, man, what the hell is Nikki? I'm sitting there the whole time. Like, where is she? And then she hit her with that Nyla Rose. Surprise, bitch.
Right. She came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, just another pun intended, mollywopped her. Is like, yo.
Let me say this. The Women's Royal Rumble was pretty good up until had to return to Ronda Rousey. That was already, okay. But then you knew that her and Baszler were going to clean house. And then all of a sudden, Ronda Rousey comes back. We've been waiting for her to come back for what, a year and a half now?
Hey, man.
She comes back and she wins.
Don't you get mad at her. We got 2 people that 9 out of 10, somebody has given them our video as we explain to them how they can breastfeed and still do the wrestling thing. So we were talking to Ronda the entire time. Guess who's back? I give us the credit for that.
I'll take that.
If it wasn't for us, her nipples would still be at home. But where was she at? In the Royal
Rumble. Oh man, if you don't know what Don's referencing, we had a breastfeeding episode where we talked about how who was it at the time? It was Ronda Rousey at the time, actually.
Yes, we've been talking about Ronda the entire time.
When she tried to go out the first time and she wanted to have kids, and we were like, yeah, she can have kids and still be on the road after 6 months,
We ironed out the whole entire
freezing breast milk.
I wasn't there, folks. I wasn't in on that one. That was before me.
Yeah,
But,
freezing breast milk, and her getting out and still being able to get in the gym and everything, and
Oh yeah, we gave her
everybody
education.
pitching in.
But she, it just took a little bit longer for her to conceive, and now bang, boom, boom. Guess what she's doing?
But now I'm not mad at her, but I'd rather her get her chops and I'd rather her show up on Monday Night Raw, kick somebody's ass, or show up on SmackDown, kick somebody's ass.
They needed something big for the women's side.
Somebody in trouble.
I mean, I don't know what she's talking about. Nipples at home. Threw me off right there. I ain't talking about. See, I didn't bring up nipples. I was talking about that Italian province, Naples.
Oh Lord,
Naples. Not Naples.
Well, hold on, lady. See, we do have women's matters all figured out when it comes to breastfeeding. We did a whole show of how she could come back after once she's cleared. Once she's cleared, we talked about how she could come back. Everybody pitches in, watches the baby while she wrestles or whatever.
So that way it don't chafe and it, stay. You know what I'm saying?
We lined all of that up because it was just myself and Don. We got to take the Nubian Sumo out of it. We are parents. We've been through several pregnancies. We've been through breastfeeding, so we understood what it is. But it takes a team effort.
We care.
It takes a village to raise a child.
No, that's off camera. There you go. The more you know.
I don't know. I don't know now.
We gave some Schoolhouse Rock. That's what we was doing. Goddamn. But
I'm sure she'll be on Raw tomorrow.
Yeah, she will be. And guess what?
No, they've already announced that she's going to be on Raw.
There it is.
Yep.
They've already announced she's going to be on Raw tomorrow. I mean, Monday, rather.
As I was saying, they needed somebody.
Well, it is tomorrow. It's after midnight, so it's tomorrow, dude.
Oh, today, yeah. They needed something for the women, something to really polarize, to match Roman versus Brock. Either if they were going to unify or not unify, they needed something to make it pretty much equal. Because as it stood the way we were going without a Ronda, everybody up here was breastfed.
We have kids.
All of us got these supple lips, so we was like, hold up to it. Went to work.
But we got the experience. We've done the research. We know how to store breast milk to go on the road. Mm-hmm. It's instead of pumping and dumping, you pump and you freeze.
Fool, that way, when pump in the house, anybody have no kids up in here?
Exactly.
You never know. You have to loan that to somebody or something.
You got to be prepared.
That's right.
Instead of pump and dump, you pump and freeze. That way, if she has to go on the road for a longer period of time and she cannot pump, you still have milk for the baby. The baby is still good during that breastfeeding stage. We got this.
That's right.
We are.
How expensive formula is right now. Jesus Lord.
My God, if you don't have assistance, you are in trouble.
It's like if you can't afford milk, you better give them a shoot some gin and juice. Something. Man. Better hook them kids up. James, that's how you said.
And then
straight vodka, like
I have no experience in this.
We talking about how you was fed, boy.
I have nothing to say.
On that thing, go ahead and give them that 100 proof.
9 out of 10 obstetricians agree with us, so we're good. And you know how much she would probably pay you to babysit, Dwayne? She'd pay you a pretty little penny, man. You might be able to retire off that babysitting.
As long as you like goats and all that other stuff.
We farm boys, we can do that.
But
not a
before
problem.
We move on from the women's rumble, because y'all over here going off on a tangent. Did you notice the subtle dig at AEW doing the women's thing?
Nope.
I thought it was interesting. You had Liv Morgan, and you bring back Sarah Logan. Who's that a dig on? Really?
Ruby Riott, yeah.
Really? I was like, man, that's messed up. Ruby's got to be like, you fire me, but then you bring my girl back? Not only my girl, her, Ruby is living at Sarah Logan's farm. So that's just extra messed up.
WWE is messy like that. But I thought we were going to get a Ruby Riott. I was like, she's got to come out.
Why not?
She's got to come out.
Squad and then just toss her over. Which is sometimes it's just a principle.
I would have lost it. That would have been my mark out moment of the night to have the Riott Squad back together. And there's another thing.
What was needed was some fire extinguishers because there was a fire about to happen up in that joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if somebody
The WrestleMania sign on fire is melting on top of people. They had to move all those people out of that area. That's man.
I wouldn't have been mad because you know where they took them? Straight to merchandise. Now you guys come over here while we bring this down. Pick what you want. So I guarantee you, they got the quick hookup. You want a meet and greet? They probably had somebody out there behind the curtain, get your autograph signed. Oh, trust me, they were taken care of because the last.
Not me. I want 150,000.
Yep, and they would have put.
But I sell out of court right now for Nikita from NXT.
Drop it right on this fool's head. That's what would happen. So, just to be nice, because it is 2022, and I'm trying to, better myself from the inside out, I'll go ahead and say, congratulations, KJ, you won the first. And then that's about it. So,
wait, what was that?
What was that?
I couldn't hear
you said something. You said you mumbled something. What was that?
Say it with your chest. He can't even do it right.
That time.
Say it with your chest.
KT won the daggone picks. We would have been tied in a three-way between everybody, but they decided to pull the daggone Raw Tag Team Championship and put them in the Rumble. Saved you. So the one guy that picked Edge and Beth won. What kind of crap is that? Either way, I'm upset about that.
You got to question it, Don.
What'd you think?
There you go. Hold on, look. There you go.
Well, shoot, there's no Ring of Honor technically, so I don't see why not.
Yeah, right now there's no Ring of Honor, so
if they wanted to be smart and edgy, they'd sign Briscoes and give them a hot mic. Since Tony Khan,
they're not going to do that. They're not doing that.
Why not?
They're not doing that. They are not doing that.
I mean, they'll have some parameters, but they could probably, without cussing, get their point across. They don't have anybody edgy, hardcore in the tag division right now. There's nobody.
Right now, the only person I see going to WWE that's not committed to somebody right now that would probably fit somewhere would be Dalton Castle.
Yeah,
send him to NXT.
I can see that. But, like I said, hey, if there was somebody I would take, it'd be them, Bandito.
Bandito has got about 3-4 different places he's going to right now. So he's set.
All he's got to do is, an event here, an event there until he's free, just like Tony Khan did. It doesn't need to be that much. But, just to give some diversity in their Latin department, because, they were lacking per the last time we counted, what was it, 4 people? That's not a lot. That would give a good rub and a training opportunity for Dominic. So that way he can, get better and better with somebody of a similar style, but a different size than his dad. So, why not? Get who Tony Khan's not going to get, but it makes sense. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Tony Khan's not going to get too many people from Ring of Honor. Those Ring of Honor guys, he could, but he's not. See, a lot of those guys are like either going to Terminus with Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah.
They're going to Impact, some of them. They're going to a lot of them are going to Game Changer.
Yeah. But I'm not talking about long-term contracts, and they don't have to be all of them.
But no, they can't be long-term contracts because Ring of Honor starting back up in April.
If they're in the right town at the right place that's close by, why not have them have a match on Dynamite? Nothing. I mean, that's how you jab at the WWE, not just giving a contract to anybody anymore because he's stretching himself too thin, but just giving this person some TV time and that person a TV time, and then if we get a chance, they can return a favor down the road. Great. If not, hey, they just got a little bit of spot. They could be on Rampage. They don't have to be on Dynamite. That way it keeps TNT viable. TBS has the flagship, so, it gives something. Don't put it on Dark and Elevation because obviously we miss all the good stuff if you're not watching it. But throw it on Rampage. That's all. Nothing special. And that also gives a break to the regular talent, so it doesn't always have to be big talent versus big talent from AEW. It can be, Hook versus somebody, a former Ring of Honor star, or FTW versus the Briscoe, something like that. That's all. Just one
Now,
and done.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying Tony Khan is not going to mess around with Ring of Honor too much.
What
I
you're
don't think
saying.
that's going to happen.
And that's why I said WWE should go ahead, and if he ain't doing it, we need to make the proper decision. Because if they're cracking the door open, you can't just crack it and stop. A la, what was it? Evolution pay-per-view.
No, WWE could crack it and stop because they had an actual need for these people, for the people that they got. They got rid of half of the women's roster.
They only got 2. Everybody else was just a one and done callback. They only got 2. That's all we got.
Yeah, they got the ones that needed. They got the ones that they knew they were going to come. They were going to come to them, and because they needed the money. Right. Yeah.
Well,
but then what if they? But then what would happen if they wasn't able to show up? What were they going to do?
Hello NXT.
And then on top of that, look how long they were in.
Look, just send Stephanie out there. That'd be fine.
Oh, Jesus. You would love that. Moving right along.
Don't be shushing nobody now, Mr. Nipples.
No, he said something about nipples. I ain't saying nothing about nipples. I'm just saying, moving
That's
right
exactly
along.
who I'm talking to. He knows who I'm talking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Mr. Nipples, Naples.
Hey man, don't talk about those strange communities. You've never been there.
Let me say this. Okay. You say Becky and Doudrop. Lady C, we were texting back and forth during that match, and she brought up something that's never discussed, and that is Doudrop's confidence as a full-figure woman. She's a little shorter than Nia Jax and a little bit bigger, but she goes out there and she puts on one hell of a show.
Yeah, I think that's why we were mad when they changed her name to Doudrop from Piper Niven.
Right.
She was killing it in NXT UK.
Right. But I gave several examples to you gentlemen. I don't know if y'all listen to the messages or not, but several examples of WWE not cultivating talent that they have once they bring it out of NXT, once they bring it over from a rival company, once they bring it up to the main roster. They never cultivate the talent that they have. She was one. Mm-hmm. Ricochet was another. Aleister Black was another. Mustafa Ali, who's begging for his release, is another. I can go on and on about talent today. Keith Lee, Mia Yim, these are talents that were great in NXT, but they refuse to cultivate when it comes to main roster.
Because they're not WWE product.
But if they're hot and they're what's selling, you mean to tell me when Aleister Black and Ricochet were a tag team, they weren't exciting to watch? Because I was excited to see them. And then when they kind of sort of would team up with Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali, that was exciting to me. Mm-hmm. That was must see. That had me on the edge of my seat because I didn't know what was going to happen. But it made me feel good because I was seeing something different. You were seeing the high flying from Ricochet, but you were seeing everything from Aleister Black and Mustafa Ali. You were seeing everything from these guys. How do you not cultivate that and move that forward to give your fans what they're longing for? Something different.
3 words.
They gave AEW.
3 words. The Hollywood Blondes.
We never got to see them at
same thing. Yep. They put together Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. They weren't expected to do so well. They weren't expected to be popular. They wound up getting themselves over. They gave them a little bit of a push, and then what did they do? They split them up.
Exactly.
Because that wasn't their intention to have longevity.
But see, the thing is,
Aleister Black and Ricochet were a team that they put together for no other reason but to put them in the Dusty Cup.
Yeah, just to give them something to do.
That was it. Give them something to do.
It was good TV. And matter of fact, I was talking to my cousin Dwayne too. We were talking about Vince's love for big men. He doesn't love the cruiserweights the way he loves the big men. He's loved the big men for years. The Omases, the Hulk Hogan's, the Ultimate Warriors, these big behemoth giants that's larger than life. But now it's getting to the point that the bigger the wrestler, the less the skill set is. They're just big for no reason.
Because they're big in the wrong way. You know, it's one thing to be naturally big, but yet you're athletic, like a Bam Bam Bigelow. Can move,
400 pounds.
can come up the top rope, can do whatever you need to do.
Vader.
Lee, you know, that's the diamond in the rough. But what they want is big, muscular. You could talk and do all this other stuff. But when it comes down to the other thing, yeah, you're a great bodybuilder. But if you're not limber enough to be able to do some of these moves and you have to be regimented to your skill set, you know, we got a problem. But thank goodness you mentioned his name already. We have big men like Omos, who is coming to his own and had a hell of a good showing as a big man. He did what he needed to do as a big man in the Royal Rumble. I mean,
and he didn't say this is my house.
He said it once.
I didn't see it. I must have missed it. I didn't see it.
If you looked at when he first came, and up to now, sitting under the learning tree of AJ Styles and others, you can see the difference clear as day on what he's capable of doing and where his future is as a big man. I'd say probably another 6 months to a year down the road. Next WrestleMania, man, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But right now, he's doing exactly what any big man, Undertaker, Big Show, or anybody else that they've done videos for that have talked about what I see, KG, what a big man should do, how they should operate in the ring, what they should sell and what they should not sell, when to do this. You know, he's learning and he's displaying that. What's up? You got beef?
No, it's not beef. I'm just want to channel my inner Charles Barkley. Terrible.
You're crazy. No.
And this dude came to the ring with black Air Forces on. He was looking for a lick. He was looking to rob somebody. He came in there with black Air Forces on. What more could he do but rob somebody?
Is to come in and be the brick wall.
I agree with Dwayne.
You got two
I'm
options.
not sold on Omos at all. Not at all.
Wear what he's wearing or look like Aziz. Which one do you want?
Nothing, please. Send him back to school.
There's no middle ground for the WWE. He's going to look like Aziz.
He is
Rinky Dink costume, or he's going to come in and do what he needs to do, wearing a long pea coat if he needs to.
He's the black Great Khali.
No.
Moving on.
And technically, Khali's black. But no.
Khali is not black.
Hey, we migrated up there, okay?
Khali is not black. He is not a brother.
He got some black in him. Check his 2023 and me.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Moving right along.
I guarantee you it says, oh, you got some effort in. Yep. Straight up.
Okay, so when you say when you do your African accent, why do you sound like Yoda?
The force is strong with me.
Oh shit! Oh no.
That's racist.
Oh no!
You the one racist.
Oh no! Oh God! Now I got the hiccups. Oh Lord!
You know what, James? I got beef with you. All right. Miz and Maurice, Edge and Beth. I think they did their job. I wasn't happy with where the match was placed, but I get it. In the
so what should have been semi-main?
Yeah.
What should have been semi-main?
Well, if we weren't going to have the Rumble finish with Brock, it should have been Brock and
Lashley.
But I get it.
Should have been a main event.
You had to get the Brock out of it to be able to get the Brock in it. And same thing for Roman. Change the thought process so that way the crowd wouldn't be expecting. Speaking of expecting, once again, kudos to, forgot to mention it, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Because going into that match, with that being the first on the card, I think everybody knew Roman was going to win. But the way that match was produced and thought about, they had the crowd in the palm of their hand, taking it from, we know Roman keeping his belt, to Seth's got a pretty damn good chance. Like, Seth is a half a smack on the ground away from becoming the champion. So shout out to them.
I wish it would have set the tone for the night, but it did not.
It did for what it
Actually, it did.
It was a precursor.
Actually, it did, because nobody expected the ending for that match being a disqualification. You expected Roman to keep the belt, but nobody expected the disqualification. Like Don said, nobody expected for Seth to do that well, or for him to get that over in the match. So with that, and the way that the Brock Lesnar Lashley match ended, and then the swerve at the end of the Rumble match, the men's Rumble match, with Brock coming in at number 30, that did set the tone for the rest of the night. It was almost like a theme.
The reason why I said
it was definitely a foreshadowing.
No, the reason why I said I wish it would have set the tone, because in my opinion, if I had to choose match of the night, it would be Roman versus Seth. They came out of the gate zooming. It's like they came out and went 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, and we were off and running.
And that was the whole Shield entrance.
But it kind of faded. Right, it faded after that, because no match topped that for the rest of the night.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say it faded. I mean, you went from that to the Women's Rumble, which, anytime you go from a match to a Rumble, to me, it's still going to keep the excitement level, because you're building up the endorphins and the anticipation of who's coming out next. And then they kept having 15 of them. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Hell, now we know why Taker was in town, because his wife was in it again. So, just all those opportunities, the ones that were rumored and the ones we didn't know about, it was just good to see. Even the Shayna Baszler, I'm sorry, not the Shayna Baszler, the Naomi and Sonya Deville subplot, with Cameron and everything else.
Cameron coming in, yeah.
All that was, well played, made sense, fitted. I mean, I thought that was pretty good. And
you see what we didn't get this year, right?
Went straight to Becky.
You see what we didn't get this year in the Women's Rumble?
What?
We didn't get the brilliant save by Naomi that we've got the last 3-4 years.
But again, that was part of that subplot storyline. The one we didn't really get is the botch Kofi.
Yeah, but he did botch, because that was a botch, because he wasn't supposed to go out that fast.
Well, no,
he was supposed to save him. He was supposed to save himself, but his feet touched.
Just too much momentum. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was bound to happen. I mean,
but
for him to go this long and that not happen before now is remarkable.
But looking at the rest of the match, I don't see anybody that he was supposed to eliminate, because you didn't see anybody like, hey man, this spot was supposed to be happening. What do we do now? I think Kofi, because Big E was next, so I think Kofi was supposed to be just eliminated right after that, and that was it. He have his spot.
Well, yeah, they said they did play up the fact that Kofi was hurt, like he had a rib injury, he had some rib injuries, so I guess that played into that. So, between Kofi being hurt and Ivory being 60 years old, no bumps.
Don't you talk about my Globu.
I'm just saying, because I was like, so she comes in and she's on the mic, she does all this stuff, and then all of a sudden she's just out to get tossed out and whatnot. What's going on? And then I get a notification on my phone from Twitter talking about, well, she is 60 years old. I was like, well, damn, you're right.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. She could probably out wrestle, out of the 15, she could probably out wrestle about 13 of them.
Well, let me say this.
Guaranteed.
Hold on. Let me say this. Being 60 years old ain't no excuse, because Mae Young was in her 80s taking bumps. Moolah was in her 80s.
Mae Young is a whole nother animal, though. Come on,
but she was taking.
You can't even make that comparison.
No, Mae Young was taking bumps when she looked like she could barely walk. I don't want to hear nothing about being over 60.
That's what I'm saying. Her Ivory's 60 and Mae Young's 80 are two entirely different things.
That's true because Ivory never had a hand come out of Cootie Puff. What? I'm not saying anything wrong. Mae Young gave birth to a hand. That's a strong woman. Because that meant that she cut the hand off and the rest of the body is still in her.
Me too. I'm too.
Thinking scientific fact because the rest of the body has to be somewhere.
Me too. Moving right along.
Just saying.
Moving right along. And yes, indeed, Ivory does look good for 60.
Yes, she does. I'm not putting that against her. I'm just saying.
She looked like she could still give it a good run too.
She probably could, but she didn't. She chose.
Oh my God.
That's where it came from.
Somebody made the decision for her not to take no bumps other than that coming over the top rope. So was that her? Was that the agent? I'm just saying.
Agent, she got nothing to do, but take that bump, girl. Either way, KG, even though you weren't happy about how it went down, you had me.
What? Is that a word you made up? I've never heard that before. Where'd you get that from?
Hey, man.
What is it?
Just go ahead. And we're trying to wrap this up here. KG, the match for Brock versus Lashley. Did you actually like the story that was told and the flow of
it? The story that was the way they built it up. And I watched it with my wife. She says,
"This watched it build up because you knew it was going to be."
No, she said, "This seems like a boxing match." It seemed, and I was like, "Yeah, it's going to be cinematic quality. This is what we've been waiting for 14 years. The only person that physically matches up with Brock Lesnar is Bobby Lashley, 6'4", and I remember both of them used to weigh 305. Both of them lost a little weight. They're getting a little older, so you got a little weight. Get that. Both of them got amateur wrestling in their background. Both of them got MMA. We wanted to see Bobby Lashley when he was in Bellator versus Brock when he was in UFC and he was on that win streak. Brock, in my opinion, Brock had a chance to go against Bobby Lashley. He ducked him in MMA because he knew Bobby was going to kick that ass. And he was fighting tomato cans then. I'll say it then and I'll say it now. Bobby would have kicked his ass back then. Bobby should have kicked his ass tonight. That right there should have started off as a wrestling match and ended as a bare knuckle fisted fight in the octagon. We should have got blood last night. Tonight.
They should have started that way. They should have, gone for shoots, double leg takedowns, and really just tested themselves for the fans' sake. But I did like how they both
3 minutes.
No sold the or barely sold the initial suplexes. The key was getting a good shot of Paul Heyman's face when Lashley had the upper hand. I thought Lashley looked good. I thought it didn't diminish Lashley at all with the finish.
What?
Set up WrestleMania.
What?
And you didn't totally sacrifice Bobby Lashley. He came out with the championship.
Were we watching the same thing?
Where you get it and it's like, okay, Roman's gonna beat. Well, who was it? Oh, I don't know. It was John Cena. Oh man, John Cena ain't gonna win this one. Super Cena. Okay, I guess he beat this person and this person and this person. This person comes back from the dead. John Cena beat them too. Everybody beat by John Cena.
We weren't watching the same match.
You're right.
Because you know what I saw?
What?
I saw them make Bobby because he had to have help from Roman Reigns. This is the almighty Bobby Lashley. He doesn't need help from no goddamn Roman Reigns. He doesn't need Paul Heyman to change on anybody. Come on, son.
You knew if Roman wasn't happening. If they was going to unify the belts, Bobby was going to lose. So going into the match tonight, Bobby was going to lose. Period. Coming out the match tonight, Bobby not only won, but he is the champion. Which outcome would you have preferred?
I would have preferred a disqualification because they beat the hell out of each other. Nobody could answer the damn belt.
Keep the belt on Brock.
I would have kept the belt on Brock. But to give the belt to Bobby Lashley like this title run has an asterisk. You're not going to make me feel like this is something good. This was terrible. You made Bobby, the almighty Bobby Lashley, look weak. You made him look small. You made him, to use a better term, you made him look like a bitch.
So let's rewind. Sting could have beat Triple H if Triple H wasn't supposed to go up against The Rock, but that never happened. Think about that.
Okay.
They'll can everything else and bury somebody because they have an active program. Bobby Lashley was in the crosshairs of collateral damage.
I don't want to hear
He
that.
was going to look good at the beginning, and then it was just going to be the Suplex City show. 1, 2, 3, done.
But you could have came a little bit harder. This build up for this match is just what he just said. Highly disappointing.
Wasn't supposed to happen. That's what you also got to remember.
We've waited for this for so long.
Yes, and I know you've been talking about it forever, but this was not supposed to happen. If Roman wouldn't have got COVID, this match would not have happened.
But it did happen. And even though it happened, it may have happened, you may have had a short time.
This is the best case scenario.
So you have Roman come in to have Heyman turn on Brock Lesnar just to have Roman come in, basically save Bobby's ass. You make Bobby, and he walks out, hands raised like you did something big. Dog, sit your punk ass down. You didn't do anything.
This is the equivalent of, hold up. You mean we just watched the whole 3-hour movie and Thanos did the snap? And the only true thing that came up against Thanos in the next movie was Captain Marvel? Man, I don't agree with that. That's literally what you sound like.
No, what I'm saying is, for everything that this match build up to be, everything that has been built up, and if you've been watching Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar over the last, listen, hold on,
and just put in the parameters of this 12-month period.
I cannot put it in those parameters because I've been waiting for this for so long.
The 20-year-old that's watching this match doesn't have that invested in there.
Because you know why? Because this 20-year-old doesn't know shit and still has Similac on his breath.
Well, obviously, and if he would have watched the show, he wouldn't have Similac at all. He would have understood that the colostrum was the first thing to get, and the second thing is to get the breast milk. But clearly, we're not there.
Listen, you got to understand.
Y'all get off of breast milk.
You like titties.
He's going to get us in trouble. You got to understand.
Standards and practices has beef.
You have.
The truck has beef with us right now.
You got to
And BJ has some beef.
I'm about to take all his daggone privileges away.
That's what I'm saying. Only one of y'all needs the button. I'm just saying. That's why I'm saying that.
I got beef with you too.
Now you got beef. Now you got beef at home.
You know what?
You're going to get beat up.
Oh, yeah, for real? Let me give you some reasons why I'm not getting my ass.
I see.
This is going to, I told you what, it's going to be quick. It's going to be 30 minutes. It ain't going to be no 30 minutes.
I got to work tomorrow. Pretty important day.
Okay. Listen to what I'm saying. All jokes aside, this is dead serious. You come into this match, you have two behemoths, two monsters, and this is how you end it. That was a weak sauce ending. I don't care about 12 months. I don't care about 6 months. I don't care about it not happening. You have the power in your hand to hold a nation of faithful fans. You have a chance to hold them hostage for at least 3 months. Do it. Work it.
Held them hostage for almost 4 hours. It was a story, not just a story for that one match. It was a story for the whole night. You had the prelude, the middle, and the end. All three were congruent. All three touched each other.
I'm not feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. This was anticlimactic. It made Bobby Lashley look weak. It made him look soft. It made him look like a bitch.
Really.
And
The
Bobby is
question
not.
is now.
So the times that
Bobby
the
is
Hurt
none
Business
of
would
them.
now.
jump in and Bobby would win after the Hurt Business beat up somebody, that didn't make him look soft?
You got it. This ain't Cedric Alexander. This ain't Omos. This is
I
the
haven't heard
beast
you say
incarnate.
Roman looks soft every week because the Usos jumping in.
You're not getting what
So
I'm
the
saying.
question
what you're
is
saying, but
now,
you
where does Bobby
emotionally
Lashley go from
invested
here?
and your personal want it to be this great. You've been talking about it for 2 years. That's not what you were going to get because of where the booking started. I told you that then. You're going to get disappointed because of the way it started. It started
call me
as a
disappointed, man.
reactionary thing, and they had to put 2 and 2 together, and 2 and 2 was send Brock Lesnar out to win the belt, which meant that Bobby Lashley was going to get screwed over by the train initially. This is the best case scenario to protect Bobby when he doesn't have to get super buried and go back to the bottom and Drew McIntyre pops in or Austin Theory takes the belt or somebody else at the Elimination Chamber. Bobby Lashley can have his own clearly defined WrestleMania moment as the champion and walk out of WrestleMania as the champion.
Bobby Lashley probably
Or
won't
he
even
could
make
not
it to
be in
WrestleMania as
at
champion.
all because he's at the pre-show.
Bobby
That's what he was-
Lashley will
that's
not
what he
make
was
it to. If he makes it to WrestleMania as champion, that's a miracle.
Why not? Because
Yeah, why wouldn't
Brock
he?
is a free agent. Brock's going to SmackDown.
I'm not worried about Brock. You got to worry about everybody else.
So what is Lashley going to do? Who's going to beat him for the championship before Mania?
Hell, they might have Bad Bunny beat him for the championship. Who the hell knows?
Brock's not even going. I mean, Bobby's not even going to be in the chamber. 9 out of 10.
You know what?
No, most likely he will be. Remember, there's always one champion that has to defend in the chamber, and I think it's going to be Lashley. It won't be.
I think it's going to be
Roman.
I think it's going to be Roman, but the odds are in Roman's favor. So Brock will come in, beat the hell out of everybody, pull Roman, give Roman F5, pull him over top of whoever's last, 1, 2, 3, just to make sure he's facing Roman at WrestleMania.
And we're okay with that.
Too much. That's
we're
too
okay
much.
with that.
I don't. Roman will not see the inside of Elimination Chamber. He may defend the title against somebody, but it won't be inside Elimination Chamber. It'll be Lashley. Lashley is the most likely candidate because right now, who's going up against who you putting up against Lashley right now?
Put Lashley in the chamber and he beats everybody that could be an opponent. Who do you give him at WrestleMania? Because he just beat them all in the chamber. So
you give him the last person you give him the last person that survives it.
Why watch that match when I just watched him beat everybody else and you?
Why watch most of the matches that go on anyway? Because they do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches for the same people all the time.
The Roman would be the better story because you could build some layers. You got to have time to build a program up for Bobby between now and WrestleMania.
Here's the thing.
Obviously, it looks like him maybe versus Randy Orton.
Here's the thing. You say you got to have time to build a program. I've sat in this very seat for 2.5 years and watched you flesh out a program for a month that sound better than the bullshit that WWE has been pulling out of their ass the last couple of weeks. So don't tell me you got to have months to flesh something out. I've seen you do it in minutes and it only lasted a month.
For that either. But
that's okay, but it lasted a month.
We're at WrestleMania season, and that's why if you listen to me then and you think that was the gospel, I'm giving it to you now. If I had to lay it out, if we were still doing a book it segment, that's the way I would go. And I would pay for that.
I agree with what Dwayne says. Forget about the belt. We want to see a good match between Bobby and Brock. That's all we wanted. And tonight was not it. Tonight was a sad display for something that could have been explosive and stole the show.
But it wasn't designed to be. It was part of a cog to get to the end result.
But guess what? At WrestleMania 2 years ago, the women weren't supposed to steal the show, but they did. During COVID, the women weren't supposed to steal every Raw and SmackDown, but they did.
That's different. This was a fleshed out, beginning to end product. Not a you produce this, you produce this, you produce this, and everybody's just putting their pieces together, and big matches just start happening.
Let me say that.
Each layer had to make sense to get to the end result of Brock being number 30.
Let me say this, and then I'll leave it alone for the night because we got to get ready to get out of here. Number one, the chemistry that you had between Brock and Bobby is something that could go on for a little bit because it's just a beautiful pairing and they work well together. But then my second thing is you put the belt on Bobby and you're not going to give Bobby a real shot. You didn't give Big E a big shot. Really.
He had a big shot. He was another victim.
Yeah, another victim, but he doesn't get the long title run that Brock gets. So he doesn't get the multiple reigns that Brock gets. He doesn't get the long title run like Roman. And it seems like when people look like this,
Roman's fault.
They don't get
Roman got the COVID.
But they don't. When people look like this, they don't get it. You see what I'm saying? They don't get it. It's not going to last. Dwayne don't look like this.
Dwayne ain't this.
Trust me. If he wasn't raising eyebrows and stuff like that and he got pulled over by the police, he looked like that.
No, he wouldn't.
What?
No, he wouldn't.
Get that mess twisted. Don't you get that mess twisted?
No, he wouldn't.
If he was just average Dwayne Johnson, he got pulled over in Virginia, he gonna look like that.
Well, that's different.
In jail for a minute.
Wait, hold on, time out. That's different. I got light skinned cousins that get pulled over in Virginia and they going to jail. So it doesn't matter. Virginia just a nasty commonwealth. I got pulled over in Virginia and went to jail.
Exactly. You fit the same criteria. Shout out to Virginia.
Ain't no shout out to Virginia.
Dwayne would fit the same criteria. He wouldn't be fitting what's up, brother? All right, no problem. We'll give you a warning.
But again, I said it then, I said it before, I say it again. All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
We're not talking about kinfolk. We're talking about skin.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter if you got melanin. Indians have melanin. Asians have melanin.
Are Asians on average as dark as Dwayne?
They used to be.
Look, Dwayne is black when he needs to be.
So he can be black.
Okay. He's black when he needs to be. Otherwise, he's Samoan. He claims his Samoan heritage. He doesn't claim black. He's be black.
Where they come from?
Everybody comes from Africa, but still.
They got dropped off the boat.
You got to claim these days you got to claim your blackness. You just can't be black because you dark skinned. You got to claim your blackness.
I'm not getting into semantics. If you have a black daddy and you look black, we just gonna go with that. I'm not talking about any other semantics and all that BS. Black daddy means that you got some black in you, legitimate.
Yeah, of course.
And you look close to as dark as your daddy. You black.
What is that called? What's that old rule called? The one drop rule.
Yeah. But you go to 23. Let's go back to 23andMe, like you said earlier. Everybody that go on 23andMe got 1% African in them.
Well,
it don't matter where they come, no matter how much melanin they got in them.
About 20. His 20 is Negro. Straight up slave. I'm picking cotton, master to whoop my ass, Negro. That's his 20. The 3 is Samoan.
Okay, let's move on.
Because whatever. Like I said, he ain't black because he don't claim blackness.
You know what? I'm claiming this beat for both y'all asses. Fuck it.
Let's go.
You know what? I'm about to have a top 10. Top 10 reasons why The Rock is black.
You got people leaving and going to bed.
In the morning. God dang, y'all need to wrap this up, B.
You keep going.
Wrap it up, B. Like 1 o'clock in the morning. God. I like to talk forever. It's at 30 minutes. So why you can't? Oh, y'all black? Yeah, y'all black because y'all long-winded.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Wrap that shit up, B. Because there's no getting through to you.
On anything.
I wrapped it up.
He wrapped it up.
My bad. Here you go. We see y'all later. You know, KJ, you got to hit